Hey everyone, it's Will, Gamer Dad, with another video for you. So in today's video, we're going to take on Tsukiha's True Manifest. And if you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel, I really appreciate it. Now, this video begins a little bit differently by showing you all the auras. Do not use a blunt or pierce team or anyone who does blunt or pierce, including sidekicks. You're going to have a lot of resistances applied. In this case, you can also exploit Enhanced or Awakened Water Zone. That's going to make your life a lot easier. And if you do enough DPS, it's actually more of a DPS check rather than requiring a lot of tanking. So I do find that quite refreshing in these fights as opposed to banging my head against the wall. Now in this case, we do have two different clears. One using an all water team and then one using an all fire team. And so, of course, we're going to check out the auras and exploit the weaknesses available. So highly recommend always looking at the enemy, checking out the auras, checking out any sort of environmental backgrounds now that we have all those different mechanics in place in order to make things easier on ourselves. So we have a super powered, full-on water team. I don't have ES Felmina upgraded, although I do have the materials. This team is more than adequate. We have both Alter Alulu plus Alter Hismina. Look at that. 2 turns in, we already did a billion damage. And so the real answer is just by using El Seal to enhance water zone and get it right off the bat, you're doing tons and tons of damage. Keep in mind that we want to hit as many times with slash attacks as we can, because Alter Alulu does have an end of turn attack based on the number of slash damage done that turn. Also, the boss does have a total of 3 HP bars, no HP stoppers. And at each HP bar recovery, it does remove all buffs and debuffs, both from you as well as the enemy. If you check out the auras at the beginning, you'll also note that the enemy has a ton of physical and type res equipped, which cannot be dispelled or banished by any means. And so you have to have a lot of ways to apply both type res down and physical res down, in this case slash res or physical res or water res, and then you can do a lot of damage with that. And this team is an expert in doing that. Alter Hismina can apply water and slash resistance down. Alter Lulu can apply slash resistance down. You have Limo, which is Alter Lulu's pet, also applying slash resistance down, and you have El Seal applying water resistance down and other things like that. So this fight went really easy. As you can see, there wasn't really any damage that we are worried too much about. Now, one other thing to watch out for is that each HP recovery, the enemy does damage you a fixed percentage of damage on your HP bar as well as your MP. And so if you don't have any way to recover any MP and your fight extends past a few turns, you will need to find a way around that. Like I said, it's more of a tight DPS check rather than the enemy hurting you really badly, because the first couple of turns doesn't really do much. Then the enemy will attack with fixed damage 1,000 times 2 on 2 separate enemies, or all on one enemy, which is a total of 4,000 fixed damage. If you have enemy HP lower than that, you can equip HP badges or find ways to enhance your max HP with sidekicks such as Tetra. That will also help make things easier. But honestly, if you bring an all water slash team and use an El Seal powered or even any sort of an awakened water zone using water zone Grasta, I think you're going to have a pretty easy time. You didn't see me really being in any danger or dying. I don't even think you really needed dual debuffs because fixed damage can't be reduced in damage, and at each HP bar, the fixed damage and percentage damage also can't be reduced that way. Of course, it helps that El Seal can heal while attacking, and of course you have Tetra benefiting you if you really want to use it that way. So we do have proficiency debuff Grasta on our team. The enemy, as part of her move set, does have a power down 30 and int down 30 as well. It's not a guaranteed hit, but you do want to have proficiency debuff party grass to help share and reduce that chance of your enemies, your party being debuffed, which will obviously reduce your overall damage. Severo is carrying some shared Grasta for Ultra Lulu, but the proficiency debuff Grasta would probably be more efficient. And Tsukiha, since we're not bringing her into the battle, might as well carry 3 proficiency debuff Grasta there. Okay, so that was relatively straightforward. Now, how about fire on fire? Same thing applies. Because we're not really worried about a ton of damage in the first couple of turns, as long as we're able to do a lot of DPS before turn 3 or 4 of each rotation comes through, then you're probably alright. Remember that with Stellar Awakened, Aldo, we do get a full AF bar as long as we have at least 3 light characters up front. Ultra Tsukiha and AS Nikoko are light units. Minoko, of course, is a shadow unit, but that doesn't matter since we can start with a full AF. We can fully awaken our zone with any combination of Ultra Tsukiha as well as AS Nikoko. And note that I am saving my Stellar Awakened movement because you're going to drain down 1 bar and might as well leave it because remember at each HP stopper it removes all your buffs and debuffs, and the Star Wars Slash, which is Aldo's signature move, does give him power and plus 100, so you might as well wait until she removes all your buffs and debuffs before applying that at the start of your next turn if you want to do that. You can also do what I did, which is attack once with the Dragon God Slash to apply resist down first before pressing the button, so you can enhance your damage a lot more. Other than that, we are already applying a lot of type res down using Ultra Tsukiha, and with Rip and Tear applying Fire Break and consuming Fire Break, almost all of the second HP bar is gone. Again, we haven't taken any serious damage, although at each HP bar, we do lose some MP. And also, you can see we got debuffed int on Ultra Tsukiha. That's why I said that those proficiency debuff is very, very useful for helping prevent any sort of major issues. Alright, so at this point, we're just going to try to bring down Tsukiha's second HP bar so that we'll have a half AF bar for the final phase. Again, it's just easier that way to not have any major issues because once we do a half AF, we're going to win the fight with the third bar anyways. One other thing to note that is if you don't have an awakened zone, Tsukiha will set and awaken fire zone. So even if you're using an all fire team and can't awaken zone, it will do so for you. In this case, we are going fire on fire and we have awakened zone. And remember that Ultra Tsukiha's passive is that all awakened zones are lasting by an extra, I believe, 3 turns. So you have 5 turns and we didn't even need 5 turns to finish this fight. We might as well press the signature move, which is a Star Worm Slash, and we did 900 million, and the fight is over as it is. Keep in mind, if you're wondering how these numbers are so big, we have a combination of a lot of physical res down, but we also have Scintillating Spear applied by AS Nikoko, and that extra boost of power and int is extremely useful in doing a lot more damage. So remember that if you're newer to the game and you don't have that kind of capability of damage, a lot of it is due to the buffs and debuffs, especially since the later fights, the enemies have natural resistance to physical and type attacks, and so you have to counter that with applying a lot of debuffs. So your units that apply anywhere from 50 to 100% type res down or physical res down are essentially necessary for most of these later fights, including a fight like this. Also, I do realize that not everyone has an Aldo level 100 Stellar Awaken, so this team is not for everyone. But it does demonstrate that some free units are still very, very powerful. Pry as a tank was not needed for this fight. He only carried proficiency debuff Grasta. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.